Happy Friday, guys. Today we're going to be doing a grounded summary. Grounded is the name of the story that we're going to be reading today. Yesterday, you guys worked on some vocabulary words just to preview. That way, when we're reading the story today and you see those words, you know what they mean. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to watch this video of the story Stregonona.
Stregonona, an original tale, read by the author and illustrator himself, Tommy DePaula. In a town in Calabria, a long time ago, there lived an old lady everyone called Stregonona, which meant Grandma Witch. Although all the people in town talked about her in whispers, they all went to see her if they had troubles. Even the priest and the sisters of the convent went, because Stregonona did have a magic touch. She could cure a headache with oil and water and a hairpin. She made special potions for the girls who wanted husbands. And she was very good at getting rid of warts. But Stregonona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her keep her little house and garden. So she put up a sign in the town square. And Big Anthony, who didn't pay attention, went to see her. "Anthony," said Stregonona, "you must sweep the house and wash the dishes. You must weed the garden and pick the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her, and you must fetch the water. For this, I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat." "Oh, Grazia," said Big Anthony. "The one thing you must never do," said Stregonona, "is touch the pasta pot. It is very valuable, and I don't let anyone touch it." "Oh, si, yes," said Big Anthony. And so the days went by. Big Anthony did his work, and Stregonona met with the people who came to see her for headaches and husbands and warts. Big Anthony had a nice bed to sleep in next to the goat shed, and he had food to eat. One evening, when Big Anthony was milking the goat, he heard Stregonona singing. Peeking in the window, he saw Stregonona standing over the pasta pot. She sang, "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up." And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and was suddenly filled with steaming hot pasta. Then Stregonona sang, "Enough, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." "How wonderful," said Big Anthony. "That's a magic pot for sure." And Stregonona called Big Anthony in for supper. But too bad for Big Anthony, because he didn't see Stregonona blow 3 kisses to the magic pasta pot. And this is what happened. The next day, when Big Anthony went to the town square to fetch the water, he told everyone about the pasta pot. And naturally, everyone laughed at him because it sounded so silly, a pot that cooked all by itself. "Oh, you better go and confess to the priest, Big Anthony," they said. "Such a lie." And Big Anthony was angry, and that wasn't a very good thing to be. "I'll show them," he said to himself. "Someday I will get the pasta pot and make it cook, and then they'll be sorry." That day came sooner than even Big Anthony would have thought, because 2 days later, Stregonona said to Big Anthony, "Anthony, I must go over the mountain to the next town to see my friend Strega Amelia. Sweep the house and weed the garden, feed the goat and milk her, and for your lunch, there's some bread and cheese in the cupboard. And remember, don't touch the pasta pot." "Oh, yes, yes, Stregonona," said Big Anthony. But inside he was thinking, "My chance has come." As soon as Stregonona was out of sight, Big Anthony went inside, pulled the pasta pot off the shelf, and put it on the floor. Now, let's see if I can remember the words, said Big Anthony. And Big Anthony sang, Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta, nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up. And sure enough, the pot bubbled and boiled and began to fill up with pasta. Aha! Said Big Anthony, and he ran to the town square, jumped on the fountain, and shouted, Everyone, get forks and plates and platters and bowls. Pasta for all at Stregonona's house. Big Anthony has made the magic pasta pot work. Of course, everyone laughed, but ran home to get forks and plates and platters and bowls. And sure enough, when they got to Stregonona's, the pasta pot was so full it was beginning to overflow. Big Anthony was a hero. He scooped out pasta and filled the plates and platters and bowls. There was more than enough for all the townspeople, including the priests and the sisters from the convent. And some people came back for 2 and 3 helpings, but the pot was never empty. When all had had their fill, Big Anthony sang, Enough, enough, my pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day. But alas, he did not blow the 3 kisses. He went outside, and to the applause of the crowd, Big Anthony took a bow. He was so busy listening to the compliments from everyone that he didn't notice the pasta pot was still bubbling and boiling until a sister from the convent said, Oh, Big Anthony, look! And pasta was pouring out of the pot all over the floor of Stregonona's house and was coming out the door. Big Anthony rushed in and shouted the magic words again, but the pot kept bubbling. He took the pot off the floor, but pasta kept pouring from it. Big Anthony grabbed a cover and put it on the pot and sat on it. But the pasta raised the cover and Big Anthony as well and spilled on the floor of Stregonona's house. Stop! Yelled Big Anthony. But the pasta did not stop. And if someone hadn't grabbed poor Big Anthony, the pasta would have covered him up. The pasta had all but filled the little house. Out of the windows and through the doors came the pasta, and the pot kept right on bubbling. The townspeople began to worry. Oh, do something, Big Anthony, they shouted. Big Anthony sang the magic song again, but without the 3 kisses, it did no good. By this time, the pasta was on its way down the road, and all the people were running to keep ahead of it. We must protect our town from the pasta, shouted the mayor. Get mattresses, tables, doors, anything to make a barricade. But even that didn't work. The pot kept bubbling, and the pasta kept coming. We're lost, said the people. And the priests and the sisters of the convent began praying. The pasta will cover our town, they cried. And it certainly would have, had Stregonona not come down the road home from her visit. She didn't have to look twice to know what had happened. She sang the magic song and blew the 3 kisses. And with a sputter, the pot stopped boiling and the pasta came to a halt. Oh, Grazia, thank you, Stregonona, the people cried. But then they turned on poor Big Anthony. String him up, the men from the town shouted. Now wait, said Stregonona. The punishment must fit the crime. And she took a fork from a lady standing nearby and held it out to Big Anthony. All right, Anthony. You wanted pasta for my magic pasta pot, Stregonona said. And I want to sleep in my little bed tonight. So start eating. And he did. Poor Big Anthony.
All right, guys. So now that we've watched and listened to the story, Stregonona, now we're going to talk about summarizing. So today you guys are going to summarize the story Grounded, but I'm going to show you how to summarize by taking the story that we just read. So I'm actually going to change the name so you know what this is. This is for Stregonona. And when we summarize, we use we use somebody wanted but so then to help us. So when we're talking about the somebody, what was the character's name? And in this particular story, the character's name was it's not gonna let me do it, so I'll just type it right here. Press enter. There we go. Big Tim. Okay, and what did he want? And what did he want? He wanted to prove that Stregonona had a magic pot. Sorry, guys, I just realized I put Big Tim and it's Big Anthony. Don't know where I got that from. Okay, so our character was Big Anthony, and he wanted to prove that Stregonona had a magic pot. But what got in his way? So what got in his way was he overheard Stregonona reciting the spell, but missed the last part where she blew 3 kisses to stop the pasta from producing. Oops. So what happens? What did he do? He decides to prove to everyone that the magic exists by saying the spell to make pasta. And I'm going to make this smaller so you can see the last bit of it. So then, how did he solve the problem? Stregonona returns. Oh, let me add more to this. So he decides to prove to everyone that the magic pot exists by saying the spell to make pasta, and he floods the entire town with pasta. So they solve the problem. Stregonona returns and recites the spell to stop the pasta from growing and punishes Big Anthony by making him eat the pasta produced. Okay, and then I'll make this smaller so you guys can see it. Okay. So this is how we put together our summaries when we're summarizing. So we use somebody wanted but so then. So our somebody, Big Anthony, what did he want? He wanted to prove that Stregonona had a magic pot, but he overheard what got in his way. He overheard Stregonona reciting the spell, but he missed the last part where she blew 3 kisses to stop the pasta from producing. So what did he do? He decides to prove to everyone that the magic pot exists by saying the spell to make pasta, and he floods the entire town with pasta. So how did he solve the problem? Stregonona returns and recites a spell to stop the pasta from growing and punishes Big Anthony by making him eat the pasta produced. That is a summary of our story. So we chunked it and broke it up into parts. Now we take this and we have to put it into summary form. So if you look at the color coding, right here is where we're going to fill it in. So our character name. In the story, and our story is called Stregonona. In the story, Stregonona, Big Anthony, and I'm taking this from over here. Big Anthony. What did he want? We put it here. He wanted to prove that Stregonona had a magic pot. So that's what we're going to put. So in the story, Stregonona, Big Anthony wanted to prove that Stregonona had a magic pot. But what got in his way? He overheard Stregonona reciting the spell, but he missed the last part where she blew 3 kisses to stop the pasta from producing. And excuse my spelling errors. And I'm going to type out the word 3. So what did he do? He decides, remember we're color coding, so the green's over here. He decides to prove to everyone that the magic pot exists by saying the spell to make pasta, and he floods the entire town. All right, I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller, guys, so you can see better. There we go. And then how was the problem solved? And we'll look to the left again. Problem was solved. Then Stregonona returns and recites the spell to stop the pasta from growing and punishes Big Anthony by making him eat the pasta produced. So, if you look here, it says that our summary needs to be at 5 to 7 sentences. So if you fill this out and you put this over here, it should be 5 to 7 sentences. In the story, Stregonona, Big Anthony wanted to prove that Stregonona had a magic pot. That's 1 sentence. But he overheard Stregonona reciting the spell. I'm gonna change this to and because it'll make more sense. I'll say however. However, he missed the last part where she blew 3 kisses to stop the pasta from producing. That's your second sentence, third sentence. So he decides to prove to everyone that the magic pot exists by saying the spell to make pasta. And I'm going to change this and make this 2 sentences. He floods the entire town. Then Stregonona returns and recites the spell to stop the pasta from growing and punishes Big Anthony by making him eat the pasta produced. So this is what we're going to be doing today with Grounded. We're going to take this, somebody but so then, or somebody wanted but so then, and we're going to fill it out, and then we're going to paste, or we're going to chunk it into here. So I color coded it so you guys can see where it fits in and how that takes place. So We just did it together, and you guys are going to do it on your own in a little bit. So let's move on to the next part of our PowerPoint. So the next thing you guys are going to do is you're going to watch this video. I'm not going to play the video in this one because this is an activity that you guys have to do on your own. This is not one that we did during the live. So you'll watch the video on summary or summarizing, and it talks about somebody wanted but so then. So what you're going to do is you're going to match up the questions that go with each of these based on the video, and you'll just drag and drop. And let me escape so you guys can see what I mean. So you'll just click on it. If it'll let me. There we go. You'll just click on it and you will drag it to wherever it needs to go. And that's all you got to do. Let me delete this because this is annoying. There we go. And yeah. So that's all you have to do for that activity. You'll watch the video, and the video will tell you where these go and where they fit. And you'll just drag them to whatever is next to them. So, and the second part of our live session, we summarize Stranganona, which is what we just did. And you guys have an independent assignment. You're going to read Grounded, and then you're going to summarize on the slide. So there is a PDF version, which is this one. You can click on it, and you can read it on your own. Or you can go to slide 6, and I have the audio of me reading it. So you'll click on it, and you will listen to the audio of it being read to you, and then you are going to summarize on your own, just to fill it in the way that we did up here. So I'll leave this example here for you guys to look at, to refer back to, and that should help you with filling it out for Grounded. And if you do need help, remember that we're always available and you can reach out to us, but we want to see what you guys know on your own. So try it on your own first, and then if you really, really are struggling, let us know. But you do have this example here for you to look back on. All right? Okay. Well, if you guys have any questions, just reach out to us, send us an email on Schoology or through Gmail, or you can send us a Google Hangout IM. Those are pretty quick. But we're available if you guys need us.